self-development, as the title, as all of you know the title in the first slide, that it is self-development in the lights of the Quran and the Sunnah. And this is very important, that we're going to have, we're going to see that in the Quran and in the Sunnah, there is the advice and there is the steps that if we follow, we will have a self-development according to what came in the Quran and Sunnah. So, for your knowledge, that the science of self-development actually began in the late 20s, where development was focused on oneself, and development was focused on mental, professional, social, and familiar. Based on modern science, if human development is done in its right form, all of the human society is guaranteed to develop. However, if we refer to the Quran and Sunnah and the initial model science and best guidance that humanity was given, we will discover that the variety of hadith and Quran verses that teach us self-development. So this is the difference of our course. Our course is not dealing just literally with the way of development in the modern way, away from the Quran and Sunnah, but we are trying to mention what actually came in our Quran and in our Sunnah for the self-development. And as my daughters now, most of them said that they were, from their goals is to memorize Quran. So what I want to tell you that the Quran memorization or the Quran understanding, which is very important to understand the Quran before memorization. Memorization is a great goal, but the most important is to understand what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted from us in this Quran. So this is what we're going to have every time we are taking a new idea about what to do in our life, and you will find it all present in the Quran and the Sunnah. Now we'll have the first idea with us, how to determine and achieve your goals. I wish that you have a pencil or a pen and a note and try to write after me, because this is very important to have notes of what I'm telling you now. How to determine and achieve your goals. Now there is a hadith for the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. He was sitting with the companion and then he drew a line, this line that you can see here. Let us just take the pointer to tell you. Yes. Here, this line, as you can see, he drew this line, and then he started this line. He drew this one, the straight one, and then started to draw these lines on both sides of different colors. Okay, so he drew this line, the straight line forward, and then more lines from different sides, from the right and left. And then he said, alayhi salatu wasalam, at each of these passes, these inclined paths, there is shaitan. There is shaitan is present to inviting you. So what does it mean here from the hadith? The hadith is that the Prophet is teaching the companion that you have to take the straight path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you have a straight path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and you know really what is the correct and what is the proper thing for you, and determined, and you know your way in this life, so this is the straight path. Any other path, inclined path, or a path that will take you away from the right path, is considered to be belongs to the shaitan. And in Surah Al-An'am in the Quran, Allah is mentioning in the Quran, in Surah Al-An'am, ayah 153, and verily, this is my straight path. Allah is mentioning by saying, this is my straight path, so follow it. and follow not other paths. Do not follow other paths, for they will separate you away from his path. This he has ordained for you, that you may have righteousness. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us to follow his right path. And as you see, the right path is a direct one. The direct straight path is the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. طيب, what this hadith and this ayah related to what we are saying? We are talking about goal, how to set up your goals. What is the relation? Anybody can tell me what is the relation? Who can tell me? Now I mentioned hadith and I mentioned ayah in the Quran about the straight path. What this mean, or what does it relate to the goals? We are talking about goals. Anyone knows?
I think
yes,
I might know.
Yes.
In order to achieve a certain goal, you have to go on one straight path to get it. And if you take any of these other paths, they're sort of distractions that will take longer to get to your goal or push you further away from your goal.
Excellent. May Allah bless you. Yes, definitely right. This is when we have the goals in front of our eyes and we are writing our goals, so we know the straightforward our goals. We will not have a sideways to go here or there, or to be lost in other things, or to be not focusing on our goals. So this is the meaning that we are taking from the hadith and from the ayah. Now we'll come to a very important thing. This slide is dealing with the types of goals. The types of goals. Write it down, please. The types of goals. Number one, we have the ultimate goal. What is the ultimate goal? Your ultimate goal, or your absolute target in this life, is to obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what came in the Quran, and the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, peace be upon him. So doing good things according to what came in the Quran and Sunnah. Why I am doing this in life? To have the Jannah. This is my absolute target, is Jannah. All Muslims, their absolute and ultimate goal in life is Jannah. Put this in your mind all the time. Our ultimate goal is the Jannah, to go to the Jannah. How to go to the Jannah? By obeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and his Prophet. How to obey Allah? By knowing what he ordered me as a Muslim to do and what he forbid me from doing. Where I can find that? I can find that in the Quran and in the Sunnah. What is the Sunnah? It is the hadith, authenticated hadith came to us by the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. As we mentioned, we saw there is a hadith and there is the ayah. So the ayah came with the meaning, and the details of the meaning came in the hadith. That's why our two sources of information are the hadith and the Quran and hadith and the Sunnah. Okay, it's clear for all of you. If anyone doesn't understand anything, you can raise your hand, and I can, or you can send me a message on the chat just to tell me what is the difficult point to be repeated again. So the ultimate goal is to obey Allah and Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wassalam. Type number two, what is the strategic goal? The word strategic usually comes to a long time. When you have long time, more than 5 years, from 5 to 10 years, it's considered to be a strategic goal. So the strategic goal is when its goal is more than 5, and even from 5 to 10 years, and sometimes it's more than 10 years. So this is the strategic goal. For example, if now one of you in year 7, for example, and she wants to go to the university, so this is considered for her as a strategic goal because it's more than 5 years. Okay, so this is called the strategic goal. Why I'm telling you that? Because I will give you the homework that you're going to write for me what's your strategic and what is the phasic and what is your primary. I'll give you examples, of course, but I'm just trying to organize everything in your mind. Now, when I asked you, some of you told me 2 years, others told me 5, others told me few. You don't have a precise determination. So the advantage of today's lecture is to make everything clear in front of mind. When I'm saying from 5 to 10 years, it means it is a strategic goal. When I'm saying it is 1 to 4 years, it is called phasic goal, because it is phases. It is depends on phases or on stages. So this is the second type of the goal, the phasic goal, which is from 1 to 4 years. Now we'll come to the primary goal. The primary goal is less than 1 year. Primary goal is less than 1 year. So the 4 types of goals, we have the ultimate goal. This should be our all goals. This is the goal of all Muslims. We are all having the same ultimate goal. Will not be different. Me and you and your parents and all the Muslims, they have ultimate goal to go to the Jannah. How to go to the Jannah? By obeying Allah and His Prophet. Then the strategic goal is from 5 to 10 years. The phasic goal is from 1 to 4 years. And the primary goal is less than 1 year. Okay. Now we'll come to the properties of the goal. When I'm asking you, what's your goal? You have to define what should be the properties of such a goal. In the people that made the self-development, they made like monomeric, which is very easy, SMART. They called the goal properties SMART. What is SMART? It is the first letters of those 5 characters. SMART. The S stands for specific. Your goal should be specific. How to be specific? When I asked one of my daughters, she told me, I want to be successful. Okay, this is an excellent goal, but what is successful? It is general. It is a general word. We need the specific to be successful as a teacher, successful as a doctor, successful as an engineer, wherever or even successful in sports. You like sports, or in doing something, helping others, or volunteering, for example. So you have to be specific. If you want to make a goal, the first thing to make this goal specific. Number 2, this goal should be measurable. Measurable. What does it mean, measurable? I should know my performance. We're going to have example, but I just want to explain for you measurable. Measurable means that you have to know your performance in this goal. Is it okay? Are you improving? Or are you not improving? Are you doing great success, moderate success, mild success, no success? All these things should be measurable. Your goal should be measurable. Number 3 should be achievable. Should be achievable. What does it mean achievable? I can do it. For example, I will not say my goal is to for example, to travel to South Africa and come back in 3 days. How it could be like that? go to South Africa and to come in 3 days. Is it achievable? It's not achievable at all. يعني nobody can do that. So unless you have a rocket, a special private rocket, so at that time you can go and back in one night. So achievable means that it is something I can achieve. I can achieve within my limits, because every one of us has his own limits. So I have to make the goals achievable according to my capabilities and my abilities. Okay, this is the meaning of achievable. Number 4, the goal should be realistic. Realistic. What does it mean? Realistic means that it will be something I get benefit from. I get benefit from that. This is very important, that to be real, to relate it to my real life. I will not have a goal, for example, to the goal is to live the life of Harry Potter, for example. I want to live the life of Harry Potter. I want to live the life of Gulliver's Travels or whatever in these novels. This is unrealistic. This is all fantasy, all something fiction. So I have to have a realistic, that I can do it in my real life. My goal should be realistic. And my goal also should be timed. This is the time limit that I asked all of you. When I asked all of you what is the timeline of your goal, this is the timed. It's not accepted to say I want to many years. I have this goal to be done in many years or in a few years. Or no, you have to determine when, the time limit for achieving your goal. So this is a SMART. This is the properties of the goal: to be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timed. Type what we need to achieve our goals. Prerequisites for achieving our goals is to believe. To believe. This is very important. To believe in our goal. To live by our goal. To have the enthusiasm and true desire to achieve it, and to note it down. You have to write your goals, and you have to keep this paper, and to if you can just put it on the wall or put it in a very clear place, that all the time you see the goals, you see how much you achieved and what is the remaining. This is very important, that you believe and you live by your goal, and to note it down. Now for the goals. For the goals, I just noticed that most of my daughters, they mention about the career, their career wants to have, and Quran, which is very good. But also it can be other things. It could be career, studies, as you mentioned, or Quran. It could be hobbies, if you like certain hobbies. And the hobbies, you can put anything in the hobby, like drawing, like architectures, like volunteering even. This is one of the many good things that you can do it, volunteering and helping others. This is also from, could be one of our goals. And by the way, the goals could be numerous goals, but the most important in all our goals is to have these properties. We mentioned the SMART, and to keep noting down and writing down our goals. Now I'll give you the example. I told you I will give you the example, so I am giving you now the example of the goal types and how we're going to write it. And this is actually will be your homework for next time. But let me first let you know how to do it, how to write your goals. This is a table. As you can see, this table is 3 by 3. 3 by 3 table. Here I'm not meaning 3 cells and 3 cells, because it's only, if you can see, it's more than, it is 6, but 3 by 3, what I can mean by it, 3, the first 3 will be done, and then the second 3 is the result of the first 3 columns. We have the first column here. We have here the first column is, we'll take the first type of goals. We have the agreement that our ultimate goal is, who knows? Ultimate goal is, who can tell me quickly?
Getting into Jannah.
Excellent, Fatma, mashallah. So the ultimate goal is entering Jannah by obeying Allah and His Prophet. We mentioned khalas that this is our all goals. Now we come to the strategic goal that we mentioned. It is around from 5 to 10 or 5 to 15 years to do this goal. Of course, يعني, it's just an example. For example, if one of you is in year 7 or year 6 or in year 8, so if we're going to speak about strategic goal for her, it will be getting high score in A-level exam, for example. Of course, if you are talking about, for example, Minna, she's already in A-level, so her strategic goal will be after graduation from the university. This will be her strategic goal. What will happen after her graduation from the university? She will enter, inshallah. So just to know, the strategic is give yourself 5 to 15 years onwards. So if we're going to take this as an example for someone in year 7 or year 8, so her strategic goal is getting high score in A-level. So how to achieve this goal? How to achieve this goal? This is what we called the objectives of the goal, because we have something called the goals. This is what the target, our target is the goals, but the steps of performing these goals is all called the objectives. So here, how to achieve your goals? Number 1, managing her time properly, to know when to, how many hours she should study, and how many hours she should take rest. And she divide her day by knowing when to play, when to sit with family, when to take shower, and when everything you are doing per day should be written, and you should know every second where it goes. It's very important because it's mentioned in Quran, a whole surah about the time and the time management. Surah Al-Asr in Juz 30. Those who are memorizing Juz 30 from you, there is surah called Surah Al-Asr. Al-Asr is the first ayah. Wal-Asr, Allah is making an oath by the time. Wal-Asr. Some scholars said Al-Asr is Salat Al-Asr or the prayer of Asr, but most of them mentioning that Al-Asr is by time. Allah is making an oath by time. And when Allah is making an oath by something, so it is very important because it's our life. When you come to your life, you will find your life is what? Years, months, weeks, days, hours, minutes, seconds. So our life is seconds. So if you're going to spend the seconds in a reckless way, or in a valueless, or in a careless behavior, you are spending your life in a careless or reckless way. So number 1, managing time. Number 2, become acquaintances with top scorers. This is one of the best things that help you to be successful in your life, not only for study, but also for any thing or any division in this life, social, sports, political, whatever. You want to be successful, attach, be befriending the successful people. Those are very important because my friends should be successful. My friends should be optimistic. My friends should have achievable goals, because when you have the friend like this, they will give you from their energy. Their energy will touch you. And this is what we call, it will give you positive energy. They will push you to success. But if you have a belittle friend, or who are not taking care, who are not knowing anything in their life, just playing and playing and don't have any goals, so they will take you with their lost way. So being acquainted with a top scorer is very important as a way to achieve your goals. Number 3, reading stories. Reading stories about what? I know that all of you read. Yes, thank you. Yeah, Fatma Fatuju is sending me, you are who you are friends with. So excellent. She's telling us that the person who have friends, he is like his friends, the same. And this is hadith with the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, that you should choose properly your friends, because the Prophet said that the al-sahib sahib. Al-sahib is the one who is accompanying you, is pulling. Sahib, he's pulling you. So pulling you, yashabik, which means that your friends will pull you. Will pull you where? If you will be successful, if you are successful, if he is successful, he will pull you to the success. If he's not, he will pull you to the failure. Billah. So this is very important to choose properly with your friends. Sarah, where you are a simp, I don't know what is a simp. Yeah, if you just want to send again. And okay, okay. So expected outcome, this is the third column. The third column is expected outcome. So the first is to know your goal. Halas, we already mentioned that our strategic goal is to have a high level, a high score in A level. This is my strategic goal. How to manage? By how to achieve? By managing time, by coming acquaintances with top scorers and reading stories about the biography of successful people. This is one of the things. Type expected outcome to myself, I have to put expected score. I must put expected score. Why? I will tell you why. Achieving 85% on all subjects. Achieving at least 85% in all subjects. Type. If we're going to continue this table, if, for example, we found ourselves just achieved 70%. So 70, we have to calculate the difference between the outcome and the expected I put. I'll find the difference is 15. If I had 70, so the difference is 15. So I have to enumerate here the reasons why I didn't reach 85% and I reach only 70. And then numbers, the sixth column is continuation of the goal and work again on my goal to achieve the 85%. Okay, this is the first example for the strategic goal. Now we have this, and again another example for the phasic. For the phasic, we mentioned the phasic is from 1 to 4 years. We had an example for the phasic is being top 3 scorers in your class at the end of the year. If it's considered 1 year, so at the end of year, I'm aiming to be one of the 3 top scorers. So what to do? Time management again. See, time management will face us all the time. Pay attention during the class. Reduce time spent on your mobile. Very important, because most of you are now taking the mobile, having addiction to the mobile, which is very dangerous. Take care, my daughters. The mobile, of course, it's important, and we can know many valuable informations, but but we have to manage our time on the mobile. Not all the time on the mobile, because we have other things to do, other fruitful things, and also for our eyes. And the number 4, to study 4 hours at least, 4 hours daily, at least. Why? To achieve 85%. What is actual? What is difference? What is continuation? This is what we're going to have in details in the primary goal. Primary goal. Why I bring this? Because this is will be your homework. Will be your homework to tell me your primary goal and how you will manage your primary goal, and what will actual outcome, and if this actual outcome is below the one you achieved, you have to work on that. You have to work on that. So I need from you now to focus with me here. The primary goal, which is the monthly or less than 1 year, less than 1 year. What's my primary goal? I'm just giving you example, and you will be free to take any example you want. Any example you want, you are free to do it. Achieving first rank in science test this month. This is the primary goal, okay? How to achieve the goal? Number 1, pay attention in the class. Number 2, use phone for 2 hours per day only. Number 3, study 4 hours per day at least, okay? So what's my expected outcome? To get 85% in my science test. What happened during the test? I had 60%. Oh, 60%? Yes. What is the difference? 25% less. 25% less than what I expected. What do I have to do? Why? Why this happened to me? This is very important. Very, very important. If you put yourself a score and you brought less than that score, you have to know why. This is the beginning of the success. Number 1, being unfocused during class, or even at home, or taking the mobile too much, or all the time I'm watching the WhatsApp messages or Messenger or Instagram or whatever. Sick, it's something away from me. Maybe it could be a reason. Any emergency happened in the family at that time. So this is something I can't do, but we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make the things better next month. Not properly managing time. As I mentioned, time management is very important. So very important to know the reason why I failed. Why I failed to reach the score I want to reach. طيب خلاص, I knew now the causes. What to do? Continuation of the goal with a continuous improvement. Try to achieve what? Not 85. I will decrease it a little bit, not to make it hard on me. I will decrease it from 85 to be 70 as a starter. Then increase my efforts. When I reach 70, I increase my effort to reach 85%. This is very important. And this table is very beneficial. And inshallah, with the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I'm sure if you are doing this table monthly and on monthly basis, you will achieve much more and more achievements and success. The most important is to know why you failed, or why you failed to reach the expected score, and enumerate the reasons. You have to sit and focus and enumerate the reasons. And after that, you will set a lower score. Don't set 85% again. Make it 70. Why make it 70? To not be disappointed. Just make it lesser than what you expected and try to work on that. When you reach 70, so make it again 85% as you did. So any questions in the table? Is it clear for all of you? طيب, excellent. Now we'll come to the يعني we reaching near the final presentation. Now we'll have to take the traits of successful people. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about successful people in the Quran. And we have to know what is the characters of those people. In Surah Al-Mu'minun, ayah from 1 to 4, Allah is talking about those successful people in the life and in the hereafter. Certainly, will the believers have succeed? Who are these believers? Who are they are doing? What they are doing? They who are during their prayer humbly submissive. Prayers. Prayers is very important to keep on prayers. We should do the 5 obligatory prayers every day and focus during praying, not have all the ideas in my mind. And they who turn away from ill speech, this is the second character, not everything to be said, not everything to be heard or listened to. If it's ill speech, you have to be away from it because you will take sins. You will have sins from such ill speech. And if it happened, you ask Allah forgiveness and repent to Allah immediately, don't wait. And they who observant of zakah. Zakah, we know, of course, zakah, that it is 2.5% of the money that been left more than 1 year and have a specific measurement. We'll not go through it. We took it already. Those who was with me in the basic knowledge course, we took zakah and we mentioned about it. Here, zakah also is the meaning of purification. Zakah in Arabic is come from tazkiyah. Tazkiyah is the purification. So purification of your money, purification of yourself. How to purify yourself from any sins or anything that Allah doesn't like. So we have here from the characters of the successful people we have 3 main characters: those who have their prayer, focusing on their prayers and doing their prayers. Number 2, turn away from ill speech. And number 3, observant of the zakah. In Surah Al-Imran, ayah 104, Allah is mentioning about the successful people to be positive. To be positive by saying, let there be arising from you a nation, inviting to good, enjoining what's right, forbidding what's wrong, and those who will be successful. What does it mean? That if I advise my friends, I advise my sisters in Islam, what's wrong, I say it's wrong. I advise her what she's doing is not right. And at the same time, I made the good things and encourage others to do the good things with me. So I will be positive in the Muslim community. The Muslim should be social and should be positive to others. These are the 2 characters in Surah Al-Imran came for the Muslims, how to be positive and to help others. Now, this is the last slide. We have traits of successful people. Again, how to be successful. After asking Allah to make you a successful Muslim by dua and by prayers, as we mentioned, to think, feel, act like successful people. As we mentioned, befriending to the successful people, please. Away from the depressed ones. They are people who are depressed and depressing and give you negative feelings. Always stay away from those people. Escape from them. Number 2, to make a plan, as we mentioned, to achieve your goals, determined and be determined to achieve this goal despite the circumstances, despite if you have any obstacles. Try again. Don't give up. Consider any available opportunities. Very important to have the opportunities with you and get used the most of it, to get use of most of it. Search for other successful people, learn about their success and story of achievement. Be brave and daring. Not give up your goal even when you are incredibly scared. If your goal is not incredibly scare you, it's not real goal. This is actually a logo that my son is putting in his mobile. Is a title. When you just open his mobile, you'll find this. If your goal is not scaring you, so it's not a real goal, which means that you have to have something which is a high score, that you as Hiba or Laraib or Sarah or Minna, you are different, or Zahra, Maisam, all of you, you are different. You have to look at yourself that you are different and you are having something that not that few people, only few people have. To wish good for others, this is very important. Being looking for the best, not being arrogant. Don't be arrogant and don't be so proud of yourself, because wish good others for others also. The same way you want good for yourself. And this is from the hadith by the Prophet عليه الصلاة والسلام. يعني أن المؤمن يحب لأخيه ما يحبه لنفسه. The Muslim love to his sister, or to your sister or brother, what you love for yourself. Also offering help to others, one of the cause of your success. Failure is an opportunity for greater success, as we mentioned. Failure is a great opportunity for greater success. On one way only is to know why you failed. You have to know why you failed. Don't say, oh, it's a bad luck. Don't say, oh, this teacher doesn't like me. Don't say, oh, this is because today was a difficult time we are passing through. No, don't say that. You have to search in yourself. You are responsible. You are the 100% responsible. So be responsible and try to search why you failed, or why you failed to achieve the score you wish to have, and put the points of failure. Start again, reset the score at a lower level, slightly, a little bit, and then when you reach it, start to increase again your score. Now we'll come to the homework for the next time. The homework is this one. I hope that if you have the notebook, is just to write the titles, and I will, inshallah, next time I will hear all of you about the achieving goals. We are talking about a goal, primary goal. The primary goal is a monthly one, right? In the first column, the goal type is a primary, and in the second column, how to achieve the goal. Right, please. How to achieve the goal. And number 3, the third column, expected outcome. Expected outcome. And the fourth column, actual outcome. Actual outcome. The fifth column, the difference in outcome and the reasons of failure. The difference in outcome and the reason for failing. And the last column is continuation of goal and improvement. Continuation of goal and improvement. And as I mentioned, it's up to you. You can choose whatever goal you want, and we make it primary, which will be more accessible and easy. You can choose anything, reading, playing, anything you have, you want. It's open for all of you. I'm just give you an example, but it's according to you. And أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم. سبحانك الله بحمدك لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.